morning. It's Friday and it's actually 6:06 in the morning, and I am on my way. Make sure I close my garage door to do what I normally do on Fridays, which is I wake up at 4:30 in the morning, which is god awful. Do a Peloton class. Fridays I'm always on the bike. And I will do a 45-minute class, so I have enough time to do a workout on the Peloton, and then I'll do the little same 6-minute ab workout from Jane Fonda from the 90s. If you don't know about the Step Aerobics tape by Jane Fonda, I feel like it came out in like 1992. When I tell you that workout routine changed my life, it got me in shape in high school, got my little ab section tight, and it just is, it's just fail proof. So for a long time I was doing ab workouts on the Peloton app, but I just need something short. Like, I don't really have time to do a whole 10-minute ab workout, so I needed something short, and I found the old school Jane Fonda ab workout on YouTube. Like, some lady is screen recording it, so that's what I do after the Peloton workout. So I do a 45-minute class, the little 6.5-minute ab workout by Jane Fonda, and then I go to Starbucks and pick up my order early, because a lot of people, I feel like, treat themselves to Starbucks on Fridays. So when I go after I get ready for work and get there around like 7, somewhere between 7:15 and 7:30, it is just really packed and busy. So I'd rather just go pick it up where I can run through the drive-thru really quick when no one's really there, and then I just put it in the refrigerator. I put my little food item, I just leave it on the counter, and then when I'm ready to leave, I take it to work, and then I just pop the food item in the microwave for about 20 seconds. So I'm just going to pick that up, and then I'm going to go home and get dressed. My phone is shifting around, my apologies. Taylor isn't going to be there today, so I'm going to be all on my own today, and I think she's gone today, Monday and Tuesday. She'll have a sub. I don't know if it's the same sub each day, because she's going to be living her best life in Mexico. A friend of hers is getting married, and she's at their little bachelorette festivity, so it's just going to be me, the kids, and a sub. That means I have to eat lunch all by myself. But I'm just here to say good morning and give you a glimpse of a different portion of the day that I rarely capture. But this is my little Friday morning routine.
Hello, Stephanie. It's nice to see you today.
Hi, I'm just here to pick up a mobile order for latawnya.
All right, you can go ahead and hold here. Thank you, Latanya.
Thank you.
Miss Latanya.
Hi.
Thank you. You need a stop?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. Okay. Let me go ahead and do a taste test with you guys since we're here together. Stop at the stop sign. Don't worry, I'm in a parking lot. Stop. No one's behind me. There's nobody around. I'm a little concerned because it's looking a little bit darker. Her complexion is not quite what I want to see. I'm going to show you. See, it's slightly darker than what I want, and there is no sugar cookie cold foam because they're out at all the Starbucks near my house. You know what? It's a 7.5, and this is an iced coffee. I normally get a vanilla sweet cream cold brew, but this is the iced coffee version of it because I had a free drink. I had 100 points, and you can only get an iced coffee for free. So I'm going to give it a 7.5, but it is now 6:15. I need to hustle home and get dressed, and I will talk to you when I'm at school. Here is what I know about teachers. It's 2:36. Here's what I know about any good teacher. We are amazing at multitasking in all ways, like physically multitasking, mentally multitasking. We're really amazing at it.
I was really just sitting here in the few minutes since the bell rang thinking like, how am I feeling right now? And what I'm feeling is overstimulated, but I don't even think that's the right word. I think but maybe it is, because I wish someone who didn't teach, has never taught, but yet maybe has a lot to say about what teachers should do and teachers should be doing this and blah, blah, blah. I wish they could just come into a classroom or could have experienced the day I had, just to see how many questions are coming at you in any given moment, how many decisions are having to be made in a split second, yet with a lot of forethought, which sounds like you can't really do it, but teachers are really the master of that. And today, not that I didn't know that I had that skill, but today I'm really impressed with myself and my ability to run a classroom smoothly whilst all these things are coming at me, whether it be an email that I need to respond to, a student asking a question, an aide asking me what they would like me to do, the RSP teacher telling me something that I need to know, leadership stuff that I need to fix and correct, directions I'm giving, phone calls coming in, all calls on the intercom, student behavior that I need to address. Like, at any given moment, all that's happening at the same time. And today was one of those days where I'm like, oh my God, I can't even like catch a break. And it is 2:38 and I'm just glad I survived the day. I think the day overall went well, but just the way this day has gone, I'm just really amazed at us. I'm amazed at us. I'm amazed at me, and I'm amazed at all of you out there that are teaching and having to make probably 5,000 decisions in a day. In rapid fire. So it is 2:36, and what I'm going to probably do is I am going to have to leave campus and come back, because I need to go to the feeder schools, or the elementary schools where our 6th graders come from. We have 3 of them. I'm going to 2 of them, which are pretty much like down the street or around the corner, to give them the color run flyer for their current 5th graders. So what we're going to do with the color run is we're gonna have it. It's going to be Friday, April the 19th, from 3:30 to 4:30. We get out of school at 2:30, so that means there's gonna be an hour in between the end of the school day and the actual start of the color run, which is probably good because it gives me a minute to breathe and set up or do whatever I need to do. And the elementary schools in this district get out at 2:45. So the middle schools get out at 2:30, the elementary schools get out at 2:45. So that gives them 45 minutes to get from their elementary school to here, which is doable because the 2 feeder schools that I'm going to are really like down the street, and get everything going. So we're incorporating the feeder schools because I thought, we really want to try and sell as many of these packages as possible. We've organized this with the assumption that we'll have 600 participants in total. The school population is about 1,200, like this school has about 1,200 students. So 600 is about half. But even that's risky in my mind, just to rely on one school to fulfill that. And so that's why that was originally where the idea of bringing in incoming 5th graders came from. And we need about that number of participation to have a good shot at making a profit. Like I mentioned before, there's still the chance that we will lose money, just depending on how many people buy the packages, what package they buy, and all of that. So that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be April 19th on a Friday, 3:30 to 4:30. It's open to all students on this campus, as well as we're allowing family members to join, but they have to be associated with the student here. And then the incoming 5th graders must be accompanied by an adult, whether the adult is running in the run or just coming to be here. I don't see how the adults wouldn't run in the run, because I would want to be with my child on the track or on the path. And that's kind of something I need to think about. I think that's another day. The only downfall, I think I said in one vlog, maybe yesterday or the day before, is the second feeder school, their 5th grade dance is that same day, so I don't know how much participation we'll get from that school. But at the same time, there may be kids that's like school dances aren't my thing, but I would love to do this. So I gave out, or every teacher got this flyer in their box today that kind of explains the color run, and then it gives you, not that page, the different packages. So the bronze package is $20, and they get entry sunglasses in 1 powder packet. And again, this came from a friend of mine from a different middle school, so I just modeled it after what she did. We changed the prices a little bit. The silver package is $30. They get sunglasses, a t-shirt, and 2 powder packets. Gold, sunglasses, t-shirt, 4 powder packets. Platinum, $55. Sunglasses, t-shirt, 4 powder packets, and a meal at Raising Cane's with one of the assistant principals. And then the diamond package is sunglasses, a t-shirt, 5 packets, meal, and entered into a drawing to become principal for the day, where they essentially are at school, but they're not. They're just kind of having fun as a principal. So in a perfect world, if we had all 600 people buy the platinum package or the diamond package, which we know is not going to happen, we could make $60,000. That's not full profit. That would just be how much. Oh wait, I think that is the profit. I took out the amount of money we spent. We know that's not going to happen. So at minimum, we would make about $12,000, but that would result in a $1,700 loss. So I'm shooting somewhere hopefully between $14,000 and $24,000. Again, we've never done this before. I have no point of reference. I'm just really having to trust and rely on my organizational skills for the logistics of it all, and just hope that people get excited about it. So I passed out the flyer to my students today. They're in the 8th grade. They seem pretty into the idea and thought it would be fun. I also think that day of, if a student didn't buy a registration packet and therefore aren't in the run, but want to kind of spectate or watch the run, I'm pretty sure the plan is going to be to sell color packets the day of, like maybe that hour after school, because we don't want to sell them earlier than that, because we do not want kids running around the school day with the packets, and sell like a color packet for $1 or $2 to just, again, bring in more money for the fundraiser. So it's a lot of anxiety on my end because I don't know what to expect, and I don't have any guarantees that this will be successful, but at the same time I just have to try. And if it's not successful, well, we tried, and better luck next time, or maybe it's just not something for this particular school community. So I'm gonna head over to the feeder schools at 3 in about 15 minutes to drop off the packets that I made for them, introduce myself, answer any questions, find out what they need from me, and then I'm gonna have to come back because there's definitely things I wanna do in here before I go home. I'm just leaving at 3 because the school office eventually closes and I want to catch them before all that happens. So yeah. But as far as the day, it went okay. History, we started Unit 4. We're at the first section where they learned a little bit about the initial start of George Washington being president. We're introduced to Thomas Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton, and Henry Knox, and just the different positions within Washington's first cabinet. Answered some questions based on that, and then they took a Greek and Latin root quiz and worked on their narrative rough drafts. And I have just been running around feeling like a chicken with their head cut off, but organized enough. Like if someone saw me, they wouldn't know that I felt like, oh my God, on the inside, but that's how I felt. So I need to take care of some of the things on my to-do list, head over to these schools at 3, and then come back. But again, if no one's told you yet and you're a teacher out there, let me be the first to tell you, I am proud of you and all that you do in the course of a school day, and I am proud of us. And we are not valued enough. And there are so many people in this world that could not even do what we do on a day-to-day basis and stay sane and still manage to smile and function. So yay us. All right, it's 3:40. I just dropped off the information and registration
registration packet to both the feeder schools. Both the school secretaries were very nice and welcoming. They both had the same question, which I will see if I can solve the dilemma for them, which is they weren't sure if they had old school receipt books, because everything that kids are paying for nowadays is digital. And because these students at these elementary schools are not our students, they're not in our accounting system, so we have to do either cash or check. So both of them said, no, we'll see if we have old receipt books around somewhere, and they were kind of like, don't worry about it. But again, because to some extent they're kind of doing me a favor by even opening this up to their current 5th graders, I will probably go back to my site and see if for some strange reason we also have old school receipt books, and if we do, I'll send them to them and email them. The other thing I need to do, which I didn't think about until just now, is I need to email all the 5th grade teachers of those school sites so that they know exactly what's going on, what this flyer is, what we need, because again, I've never done this before. Both schools are really great about holding on to the money that they collect, because that was one of my principal's main concerns with opening this up to the feeder schools. Well, will those school secretaries want to deal with holding the money and the responsibility of that? Both of them are like, oh no, we'll just keep it locked up, and then when you want to come get it, you can. Because I said I'm willing to go there every day if you want me to, or whatever the case may be. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go at the end of next week, and then the last day of sales or registration, which will be the following week, and we'll go from there. So at this point, I'm just gonna hope for the best and stay optimistic and promote. I also need to send the principals the digital copies of everything so that they can put it in their announcements. What is this lane about to do? Oh, is it time to turn? Yes, I do. So yeah, so now I'm going back to school to do the things that I need to do, those things while they're fresh in my mind, and to do the things I need to do to feel like I can leave on a Friday and not have stuff looming over my head. So it's like I feel relieved and anxious all at the same time. It's 5 o'clock and I feel like I'm gonna cry because it feels like my head is about to explode. Just because like the mental energy it's taking to make sure I'm doing everything that I feel like needs to be done to get everybody set up for this color run. So what I just did in the last, since I spoke to you, is I emailed all the 5th grade teachers. No, I emailed first the 2 school secretaries that I just dealt with and let them know that I found the receipt books and that I would be dropping them, or yeah, putting them in district mail. Let me see. And that they should be expecting them on Monday. Then I emailed the principals, she is at West, to let them know that I reached out to the secretaries, also to give them the information and ask that they share the announcement with their families, like on their weekly announcements, like principals make phone calls that go out every Sunday. So I gave them the information I thought they would need for that, as well as digital copies of everything. Then I emailed all the 5th grade teachers from both
parents at both sites 2 separate emails, giving them the rundown of everything, the basics of what they needed to know, explaining what was going on, gave them digital copies of everything. And also in the process of that, I've been calling a fire inspection company because they've scheduled a sprinkler inspection inside my condo on Monday, and I thought I could go to that, but it turns out I have a staff meeting on that day, and then after the staff meeting I have a therapy appointment, and I sure will not be rescheduling my therapy appointment to get the sprinklers in my house checked. So I've been trying to reschedule that. They couldn't give me a different day, but luckily sweet little Loretta, who is my mother, is going to be at my house during the time frame that my inspection is scheduled. She's going to be there just specifically to do this for me. If I don't say it enough, my mom watches these every once in a while. I really appreciate having the mom I have. If there's one thing my mom is gonna do, she's gonna do whatever she can to help you. Even though I'm a full-blown grown woman, paying taxes, mortgages, and everything else, if I need something, if she can do it, Loretta's gonna do it. So she's gonna do that for me. And my mind, I'm just like mentally taxed. So there were other things I wanted to do. I wanted to get the grades for the Bill of Rights poster in the grade book so they can be hung up on Monday. That's still a goal of mine, and I'm still going to do that. I think what's going to happen now, though, is I'm going to take them home and do it. I prefer doing it here because it's easier to integrate with the 10 key. I do have a 10 key at my house. It's just upstairs in my office, and if you've been watching my vlogs for a while, I used to spend a lot more time in that office than I do now because I got a laptop, and it's just, whoa, it's just so much more comfortable on the couch. So, I rarely use the desktop. So I can if I want to, but chances are I won't. I'll probably just thug it out on the laptop and enter those grades. So I need to pack those up, which are right here. My aide was fantastic and she graded them all for me. So I want to get them in the system so that they can go on the wall, because open house is coming soon. And one of the things I learned last year is open house is way less stressful if you just put things up throughout the year, leave things up, because really open house should be reflective of the entire school year. And that's what I did last year. I would just put things up, and I left up the things that I liked the most or that I thought was the most visually appealing. So that's going to go up, and I'm going to leave it up. And I'm also going to put there ratify the Constitution pamphlets. I don't think I talked about these at all. These just haven't been graded. So what's going to happen is the poster for the Bill of Rights is going to be hanging where, I can't get too close, where these essays, let's back up, where the essays are, and the pamphlet will go off to the side there. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to walk up to the office and drop this. Actually, I might not even do that because there's no point. I don't even really know where to put inner office or inner district mail. So I'm gonna, I don't know. I think I'm gonna walk it up to the office because I don't know how early they come, and drop off my attendance that I didn't drop off. And then I'm gonna go home so I can make sure I'm able to walk Wolfie Goldberg. And I don't know what's gonna happen after that. I don't know if I'm gonna do any work or not. So I need to get off this camera so I can go do that and get out of here. And I'll probably close the vlog when I get home. I'm looking at Wolfie. It's just before 6:30. I just got home from my walk. I had to have a come to Jesus moment on my walk in which I had to say, LaTanya, you're not gonna do any work tonight. Like, you're mentally tired. You have a headache. You feel like you could cry from just mentally being exhausted. And whatever you were to work on this evening, it wouldn't be quality. Like, you wouldn't be clear in the mind because you're tired. So just let it go. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do any work tonight. I'm currently eating, sorry, these Scandinavian swimmers from Trader Joe's. These are not to be confused with Swedish fish, okay? It's not that. These are Scandinavian swimmers. A student of mine from last year introduced them to me, and I really wish she hadn't. So I'm eating my Scandinavian swimmers, coming to that moment of realization that no, I'm not gonna do any work. I might work tomorrow, and mind you, the only reason that I've been doing work the past couple of weekends is because it's kind of a busy season for me, primarily because of leadership. And some of it is like, it's work that I know it is, at this point, it's been work that is a form of self-care for me, so that I feel mentally clear and organized when I get to work on Monday. So I'm not advocating working over the weekends for me or anybody else. I'm not, and I'm certainly not saying this is going to be a new trend, but I am saying it's what I'm doing right now because it helps me. So no work, but what I am going to do is I got to sit on this floor right now with this little thing here and comb Wolfie out. If you get a golden doodle, I had to learn the hard way. If you follow me on Instagram, some of you will remember Wolfie in his Gladys era. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go to the Wolfie highlights on my Instagram account and you will see Wolfie in his Gladys era. And I'm going to warn you before you even think to go over there and look at that highlight, it is very jarring. And yes, I'm calling it a Gladys era, like Gladys, like the name of an older lady. If you go to those highlights and watch them, it will all make sense. But a lesson was learned through Wolfie's Gladys era, and that lesson is golden doodles are dogs that you have to not even brush on a regular basis. You really need to comb them on a regular basis, because if you don't, they will get matted, and then you'll have to cut their hair shorter than what you probably want. And Wolfie and I prefer a teddy bear cut on him. He looks his best in his teddy bear coat. So I have to comb him at minimum once a week. I should be combing him more. There was a period of time where I was really good about combing him after every walk, but I've kind of fallen off there. But I do get him combed at least once a week. So we had to do a comb through because it's time, and he's being groomed tomorrow. So I want to make sure everything is kind of pulled out. He's going to a new groomer because his regular groomer, Miss Stephanie, is on maternity leave. So I'm gonna comb Wolfie boy out. I'm gonna take a shower, put on my pajamas, edit this vlog just for you guys, and I'm gonna eat a grossly unhealthy dinner that is probably gonna be a cheeseburger and some onion rings. And then I'm probably gonna fall asleep on the couch, because that's what I do on Fridays. Specifically, I'm probably gonna fall asleep to an episode of Dateline where I will get invested in the case, but I will not know how it ends because I won't make it. And then I'll wake up tomorrow morning upset at myself that I got that invested in Dateline and then fell asleep, so I don't know the verdict, and I didn't have the forethought to just record it. And it's like, I'm being stubborn in the sense that I should just record the new episodes, but I just refuse to for some reason. So now that I've got all that rambling out of the way, I'm just here to close the vlog. If you enjoyed today's vlog, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I just checked, and I'm pretty sure I'm 3 subscribers away from 20,000. Make sure you subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, that is my favorite thing. Go ahead and leave a comment, and I will be sure to respond at my earliest convenience. If you leave comments after the fact, because I upload so frequently, like my general rule and my boundary really for me to just kind of keep a certain level of mental peace and not get overwhelmed, is I'll upload a video and then I usually check the comments the next day or a couple days later, and I respond to all those comments then. If someone leaves a comment, you know, several days later, sometimes I'll go back and respond to it if they're asking me a specific question or they're looking for something and I have it to provide. But a lot of times I don't, just because it would be a lot for me to just, I would be in a perpetual state of responding to comments. So if you've ever left a comment and I didn't respond, it's not because I'm trying to ignore you. It may be that you just left the comment after I had kind of compartmentalized that vlog and moved on to the next. So please don't take it personally if I don't respond. Know that I do see them and I read them and I appreciate them because they do support my channel. But as always, I hope that you guys are well, and if you're not well, please be well, and I will see you guys probably next week. Till then, have a great weekend. Happy International Women's Day. Bye.